Hi everyone, welcome to my review of the digital assessment tool called Formative. So we're going to go through my presentation. So I'm going to start going through some of the pros of this tool, and there's multiple styles of questions. So you can start to see that it's great for essays, multiple choice, multiple selection, short answer. Show your work is the one I've been most interested in because with students with tablets, it's been really great to see ways that they can draw because it's a touch screen. They can also screenshot their work. They can also do a variety of ways such as insert any other forms of files that might be helpful for answering the questions they have. We can align questions to standards. This is also great for teachers who want to know which standards are being assessed and how well students are performing on them. Feedback is pretty easy to provide. So on this example, there's a scale from 1 to 5 on whether or not the student has 0 to 5 for students have answered all the questions. So in this question, I was looking for the 3 main pieces, which were the sun, the battery, and the light, and the arrows were the other pieces. You can also provide feedback for students really easily, and they can see this feedback for them as well. You can also start seeing trends in student answers are easy to identify, and it's great to see how, so I assessed 2 different ones, and for students that got partial points, they got orange. Students who got no points are red, and you can see how students are performing. You start seeing trends of how much of the class has mastered that concept. So in summary, you can start seeing the pros of using Formative, which is the multiple styles of questions, aligning to standards, giving feedback that is easy to provide, and also identifying trends in student answers when you're looking at the data. For students, it's also great for those who are English language learners and need to still translate their pages, such as students I work with, who primarily speak Spanish and Arabic. So it would be great to have these questions translated for them. You can also draw, and I think it allows for students to be creative. And in addition to drawing, there's also just other ways to show their knowledge. So there's text, there's uploading images, there's an actual whiteboard. And so I think that Formative is really creative in that they can use their tablets to upload any file or do anything to show what they know. And in addition to the previous 2 I just talked about for pros, it's relatively easy to navigate because it's very easy to look at, and I think students will have a great time going through it. Teacher cons, it might be difficult to assess the thinking and creative process, and what I mean by that is if students are going through multiple drafts of what they're trying to draw, you can't really tell it from that, and also you can't really, for both students and teachers, you can't really collaborate necessarily, like as if you were all working together on a Google Doc or creating a team draft, so there isn't really a way for students to all collaborate on this assessment. The data is collected, so you can see scores are provided instantly with the slide scale I showed earlier. You can also provide feedback. Student answer trends are also identified, and so for each question, you can see how many students master that concept. So usually green will show the mastery, orange or so meeting the standard, or maybe meeting most of the part of the standard, and then red. So for each question, you can start seeing how students are performing. And once you have all that data, you can start identifying students who are struggling and need extra practice. And you can also assess students' mastery of concepts. So by using that kind of data, you can decide whether or not to reteach the concept again if a lot of students are struggling, or you can decide on which students to start focusing on and start working with those students to get them to where other students are. So I'm just going to go through the actual design. So there's a lot of different questions. I chose to use multiple choice. I chose to do short answers. I chose to do also uploading a screenshot, which has been a skill we've been working on in class. You can also preview and see how students will see it, what they can upload. And so I think this is a really great tool to see how students are learning. Thank you.